In the heart of Nigeria's complex federal structure lies a lingering question, one that continues to shape debates about identity, fairness, and representation. Why does the Southeast, a region so vital to Nigeria's political and economic fabric, remain with only 5 states, while others have 6 or 7? The call for balance has echoed for decades, and at the center of that conversation stands a name, Anioma. This is the story of a region whose creation could finally bring equilibrium to Nigeria's federation. This is why the creation of Anioma State remains the best option for the southeast of Nigeria. Since Nigeria's independence, the creation of states has been both a political tool and a quest for justice. From 1967, when General Yakubu Gowon divided the country into 12 states through successive reforms in 1976, 1987, 1991, and 1996, Nigeria's maps has changed dramatically. Yet, amid all these transformations, the southeast heartland of the Igbo nation has remained structurally shortchanged. 5 states, Abia, Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu, and Imo states, while every other region now boasts of at least 6, and the Northwest has 7. This imbalance translates into reduced representation in the Senate, fewer local governments, lower federal allocations, and diminished political leverage. It is not merely a question of geography, it is a question of equity. The Anioma people occupy the west bank of the River Niger, the Delta North Senatorial District of today's Delta State, from Asaba to Agbo, Ika to Ndokwa, and Abo to Ukwani. The Anioma heartland stretches across rich farmlands, oil field, and historic towns. Though politically part of Nigeria's South-South zone, the Anioma are ethnically and culturally tied to the Igbo-speaking world. Their language, customs, festivals, kingship system mirrors those across the Niger in Anambra and Enugu. Their name, Anioma, coined from the first letter of the region's main division, Aniocha, Ndokwa, Ika, and Oshimili, stands for unity and identity. To many scholars, Anioma represents the western bridge of the Igbo civilization, a people divided not by culture, but by colonial cartography.
If you know somebody on a certain level,
yes,
you should be able to relate with them.
Yes.
And the question I'm asking is that if there are things that you think has made the Igbo man being relegated or marginalized, in what way do you think this can be corrected? You are playing as
I have already spoken to President Tinubu, and this is not what I will tell you openly. So you don't start discussing with him.
After the IBB book, autobiography?
Yes, so he knows. You know, so it's not.
Does it include that there should be a 6th Southeast state?
Of course, Anioma State should be created. The 6th Southeast state is the only state that will be viable to be created in the Southeast. Anioma are Igbos, and they never said they are not Igbos. The 6th Southeastern state should be created, and they had to go to Anioma with some other states in Onitsha and everywhere. They become a state.
Delta rivers?
Yes. But not rivers, but Delta mostly.
There are some rivers, there are some Igbos who identify as Igbos also in
no, you cannot just go to jump somewhere, go to the other place. You first do this side, and possibly.
So there should be an Anioma state?
There should be an Anioma state. To be forthright, there should be an Anioma state.
Is that part of what you discussed with President Tinubu?
No, but there shall be an Anioma state.
At the heart of Nigeria's principle is balance, political, regional, and ethnic. Every zone must have a fair share of representation and access to the national table. But today, the Southeast lags behind. The Northwest has 7 states. The Northeast and North Central, 6 each. The Southwest and South-South, also 6. Only the Southeast remains with 5. In a federation built on numbers, that one state translates into less voice, fewer senators, and diminished federal influence. Anioma State, therefore, is not a luxury. It is the natural and logical remedy. Its creation will bring parity among Nigeria's 6 geopolitical zones and reaffirm the principle of justice upon which the federal federation stands. Beyond equity lies opportunity. The Anioma region is a powerhouse waiting to be unlocked. It sits astride Nigeria's busiest commercial corridor, the Onitsha-Asaba-Agbo-Bini axis, a vital trade artery linking the southeast, south-south, and southwest. Its capital, Asaba, serves as a regional hub of governance and business, hosting key corporate institutions, film industries, and the Asaba International Airport. The region boasts of fertile soil, vast oil and gas deposits, thriving agriculture, and an educated workforce. From cassava and palm produce to oil and natural gas, Anioma's resources can sustain not just itself, but contribute massively to Nigeria's GDP. In essence, the Anioma State proposal is as much about economic empowerment as it is about political fairness. For many, the creation of Anioma State is more than a political request. It is a return to wholeness, a recognition that geography cannot erase identity. The inclusion of Anioma within the Southeast would reconnect families and communities long separated by administrative borders. Leaders from across Nigeria, from former presidents to legislators, have acknowledged this imbalance. The late President Omariyar Yar'Adua, during his tenure, openly supported the idea of addressing regional inequalities in state structure. And prominent figures like the late Chief Dennis Osadobe, Anioma's most illustrious son, and Nigeria's first Senate President, long envisioned an inclusive Nigeria where fairness guided structure. Culturally, Anioma bridges the Southeast and South-South, symbolizing unity in diversity.
And you are also asking for the creation of Anioma State.
Yeah.
Is that possible?
It is very possible.
How? Wow. What is the need?
Well, the need is for self-determination. Let me tell you this. I represent 9 local government areas. My constituency is made up of 9 local government areas. Out of these 9 local government areas, 6 of them are oil and gas producing. We are predominantly an agricultural
Agrarian, yeah.
people, and but of course some of it have been devastated through oil and oil pollutions. But to have a state is something that our ancestors, our people have been clamoring for over 50 years. We are the Aniomas, are Igbos, largely Igbos.
So you want to be the 6th Southeast state?
We will be the 6th Igbo state because, I mean, we're getting the support from Southeast. The fact is that federal government is going to create one state. They will create one state. But that one state to be created to assuage the Igbos because they've been marginalized, as you know. Southeast is the only part of Nigeria.
How?
Of course, yeah. Look, you're talking as if you're not part of Nigeria. Southeast is the only zone that has 5 states. Others have 6 states, except Northwest that has 7. You don't call that being marginalized, isn't it? Why? How do you determine?
So if Anioma State come on stream, that will erase that.
And if you also listen to the youths who are killing and maiming, what are they clamoring for? Those who are in IPOB or ESN and the rest of them, what are they clamoring for? What are their outcries? They're talking about being marginalized. And one of those areas of being marginalized is that they have fewer states than others. So if we are on the other side, the Igbos on the other side of the river, what they call us Bendel Igbos or Western Igbos, if we also have a state that could become the 6th state, of Southeast, or even if it's going to be 7 states in South, at least the fact is that the average Igbo person will feel, okay, something is being done for us.
All right.
But how is a state created in Nigeria? The process is complex and constitutional. According to Section 8 of the 1999 Constitution, a new state can only emerge through approval by 2/3 of the members of the National Assembly, concurrence by 2/3 of the state assemblies, and endorsement through a national referendum. It is a rigorous path, but not impossible. In Nigeria's history, states have been created where moral consensus met political will. The movement for Anioma State has sustained its momentum through organizations like the Anioma State Creation Movement and the Delta North Forum, who continue to advocate for justice through peaceful dialogue. Creating Anioma State would not only correct a historical imbalance, it will strengthen the federation. It will demonstrate that Nigeria's unity is not maintained by force, but by fairness. It would show that inclusion remains the foundation of stability, and it would open a new chapter of development across the Niger corridor, integrating economies, fostering collaboration, and healing divisions. When balance is achieved, confidence in union is restored. The creation of Anioma State is not a demand against anyone. It is a call for Nigeria to live up to its own ideals, a call to right an old imbalance, a call for fairness, unity, and progress. Every great nation evolves when it listens to the voice of its region. For Nigeria, this could be that moment to make the federation whole again, because until the Southeast stands as an equal among 6, the question of equity will remain unanswered. And when that day comes, when Anioma becomes the 6th state of the Southeast, it would not be a victory for a people alone. It would be a victory for fairness, for unity, and for Nigeria itself.
We're going to have an Anioma as a deputy governor. We'll have 3 senators instead of 2, instead of 1 now. We'll have more House of Reps, more House of Assembly. We must have a minister. We must have federal board appointments mandatorily. And we have the resources. We have the natural resources. We have the people. So we are ready and we are capable of being a state. We are bigger than Bayelsa. Delta North, Anioma, is bigger than Bayelsa in every way possible.
It's a very nice one, at least for the first time. It's a good motion that is moved in the House for the creation of Anioma State. And with the meaningful youth of Ohanes and Igbo, I'm the youth chairman, Delta State branch. We are trying to give this support to our own distinguished brother, Senator Ned Nwoko, for the actualization of this Anioma State creation.
But the current Delta State should be split. We need an Anioma State to be created out of the current Delta State. We need it so that we can have a fair share of what is due to Nigeria. We know that the fiscal federalism that has been enacted here, we are in tandem with them. So we are not going back there. But our cry to the National Assembly is that create Anioma State from the current Delta State.
A historic shift in Nigeria's constitutional landscape may be underway, as over 80 senators in the 10th National Assembly reportedly backed the creation of Anioma State, a proposed 6th state for the Southeast geopolitical zone, anchored by Senator Ned Nwoko. Senate Bill 481 has received cross-party, cross-regional support, signaling a strong national consensus for equity, justice, and federal balance. Leading voices include Deputy Senate President Barao Jibrin, Senate Leader Bamidele, and other influential lawmakers have publicly endorsed the bill. As the nation debates constitutional amendments, other leaders from Cross River to Bayelsa are pushing for fiscal federalism, local government autonomy, and state police. From the Senate floor to public hearings across the zones, the cry for restructuring is loud and clear. A united call to build a fairer and more inclusive Nigeria.
The thing is to get the state first. Because of cultural identity, we want to build our kid and king. And we are Igbos. From our language to the names we bear, Emeka, Chukwuwike, Adeze, Adafo, Okolie, Ifeanyi, Igwe. We are Igbos. Let's stop the pretense. Let's stop trying to hide behind the finger. Kole walk, like Yoruba say. Anything Anioma is Igbo. Indeed, the word Anioma, coined by Oguta Sadebe, God bless his soul, my leader, who started the struggle. Anioma means good land, the good land. Create the state, Nigeria will become a good land, flowing with milk and honey. Mm-hmm. Now, before I answer that question, I was listening to your intro, and I just need to update you. The senators supporting Anioma State creation have since risen from 85 to 91.
Okay.
Led not just only by the Deputy Senate President, but by Akpabio himself, the Senate President. So okay. There are 109 senators in Nigeria. 91 of them have already ticked good to Anioma.
Okay.
Now back to the question. Why the agitation for Anioma State? That's your question.
Yes.
Now, first off, Anioma State creation is the longest standing request in Nigeria. It started from 1951. It was led initially by 3 traditional rulers. The Obi of Agbo, the Obi of Idumujuboko, and the Obi of Abo.
Okay.
In those days, traditional rulers were not so actively involved in politics. So they took the request to Chief Sir Barrister Dennis of Sadebe, who was the leading political firmament of the, at the time known as Delta, not even Delta, Midwest Igbos. Mm-hmm. So, truth be told, the 3 royal fathers started the quest for Anioma because they wanted an identity for our people. Our people had suffered a lot of degradation. And when I say people, what do I mean? I mean members and people of the 9 local governments, of the 25 local governments in present-day Delta State.
You have been watching our special feature on why the creation of Anioma State remains the best option for the southeast of Nigeria. If you found this documentary insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more factual, evidence-based reports on Nigeria's regional development. Together, we can keep the conversation for balance and progress alive.